If you love any of the previously mentioned, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my latest content. So we are back for another live Q&A. As you guys are coming in, let me know where you're from. Let me know what you do. Personally, to kind of back up my music, right? So this is how my setup is. So I have the main computer, right? And then on that main computer, obviously I have a couple different drives, or a few different drives in there, but the main drive I'll have, where I start my sessions. That's just on the main SSD. And then once I finish the session, I'll drag it to kind of like my backup drives, which are, it's pretty much a NAS. If you don't know what a NAS is, it's network attached storage, right? So there's I have two drives. It's like a little casing with just hard drives in it, and that's connected to my router so that I can access it from like any computer in our network in the home, right? So once I'm finished, I'll take the session, I'll throw it on that drive, and then once it's on that drive, it creates a second copy on the other drive because it's set up, I want to say RAID 0. It's set up in an array that pretty much it copies everything that's on that drive. So if one of the drives fail, like in the network attached storage, if one of the drives fail, there's another backup. So then I just put a new drive in, and then it'll take that second backup and then replicate it again, so that it has two copies. So that way, if any hard drive failures go down, or SSD, I at least have it backed up, and then I have it set to auto backup on Time Machine. So I have like my main SSD set to backup on Time Machine. So if I didn't get a chance to drag that session to the NAS, then it'll still be backed up just on my Mac Time Machine backup, and all the folders and stuff on there. But I try and make sure I move that stuff so I don't lose it, man, because the thing about the cloud, yeah, man, I don't know, like I be having trust issues when it comes to the cloud sometimes, man, because like if I don't own the drive, like personally, then it's like, shoot, like anything can go down in somebody else's data center and I have no control over it. So I try and keep everything here as much as possible. Some things, I have in the cloud, that just makes it easy, working across different devices. But man, it sucks, man, to lose stuff. Said I was gonna upload 5 of my songs to my BMI account. Now I gotta start over. Wow, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. 730 Productions, what's up? He says, why are samples and packs oversaturated? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, oversaturation it's not a bad thing. Like, I think there's always room in the market, right? And there's competition, so that's a good sign, right? If there's other people trying to do it, then that means there's a need for it. I think to really stand out, I think the approach is to do, try and find some sound packs that other people aren't doing. Try and build a brand that's different, that'll make you stand out. Because then once you build a brand, and once people trust you, they're gonna rock with your sound packs over some other people, or in addition to, you know what I mean? So you may, if you have like an unfair advantage where you play a certain instrument that a lot of people can't play, like, I don't know, like if you're dope at like some brass instrument, you can create these crazy brass loop packs or whatever, and a lot of people ain't gonna be able to find those everywhere because you know what I'm saying, like they're just doing the playing keys or doing something else. But I think it's just a matter about finding finding a niche and building the brand around it. What's up, Remy Tones? Shout out to the new people coming in, man. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know what y'all do. And we just on here chilling, man, answering questions. Yeah. Oh, okay. So why is it taboo to use when pitching the placements? Okay, so from a TV, film, and licensing standpoint, the loops, the samples, nobody wants to deal with the clearance, the clearance side of things. It's a headache, especially when you're dealing with super quick turnarounds, super quick deadlines. If it's like a major song and it has samples, they don't want to deal with the major labels, because the major labels are like a pain in the butt, bro. Like they don't want to negotiate. Like they have their floor as far as the fee that they want, to sync something or license something. And then if like say a film doesn't have like a huge budget, but they have some money, record labels are just like, we don't care. Like this is what we charge. You pay this or we don't sign off on it. So then you can't get stuff cleared. Whereas if it's 100% owned by like, an indie artist or producer who owns, the masters and the publishing and everything, then it's like it's a one-stop shop, and the indie artist or indie producer will be happy to take, that lower budget fee from that film, the indie film or documentary or TV show, whatever. Like they'll be happy to take that amount of money, which seems small to a major label, right? So that's the reason why like we say, like just stay away from samples and stuff when it comes to pitching your music for licensing and like TV and film stuff, because it creates a huge headache in the licensing and clearance process that honestly they don't want to deal with. So yeah, that's that's what it is. Remy Tones, what's up? Jersey produced composer, that's what's up. Immaculate Beats is back in the building. What's up, Immaculate? Neil Fain, what's up, Neil? Central Cali Moonlight business manager for a recording studio and production company. Nice, that's what's up. Says, so when it comes to, let's say, kick and snares, should you make your own or using others is okay? Stuff like that, like kick and snares, using others is okay, like because you're not like, so there's like these softwares that pick up on tracks, right? So if you have a loop, like an 8-bar loop of a melody, right, and you use that in your intro, and then like 10 other producers use that in their intro, that software is going to pick that up, right? But if you just have like a one-shot snare and a kick, when you program your drums, like you're going to have a totally different pattern. So it's going to be original, because you're creating like a whole new pattern with just that one sample sound of a sampled snare or something like that. So yeah, like drums and stuff like that, I haven't seen like any issues with stuff like that. It's more so like these, like, like the melodies, the progressions, the samples, the vocal, like, you know what I'm saying, like just things that are really, really pronounced and just easy to catch in the song. But yeah, as far as drums and stuff, you should be good, as long as you because some people who like, they make drum sample packs and it may be like a drum loop. So then some producers charge like a percentage where it's like royalties and stuff like that. But again, if that can be sorted out, if you're just adding them in as a writer. So that's not an issue either. Justin Link, what's up? I appreciate the short and to the point email inviting, like, yo, come hang out. I usually never click those. No problem, Justin. Glad you came through, man. We hang out and I just sit here and answer questions and drink water. So it's cool though. We have a good time, man. Glad you came through. What's up, Lorenzo? Good to see you again, man. Hope all is well. Walter Bowie, music producer, composer from Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks. OHIO, for those who don't know. That's what we do. And in Columbus, you go to Columbus, it's just this Buckeye Central, like it's OHIO everywhere you go. Super dope. So if you take a stab sound from a loop and make it your own, is that fine? You're still kind of pushing it, you know what I'm saying? Because of if it's from another loop that somebody else's own, like that you don't have the rights to, because that's considered a sample. But yeah, it's just like, to make life easier, I just stay away from doing it altogether. Like, I sampled a goat. Like, I don't think nobody's gonna, cause like nobody owns the right to this random goat that I sampled, right? So stuff like that you can get away with. Like, if it's something from another piece of copywritten music, is it copywritten or copyrighted? Anyways, yeah, if it's something from some music that somebody else owns, I say just stay away from it. Especially on the licensing side. Now, like if you're doing stuff for like a major artist, then the majors have their hands in things, so they get it. You're dealing with a different budget. You're actually dealing with the majors anyway. So you'll see that a lot more on the industry side of things, on the the record label side of things, where samples are getting cleared and all that stuff. But yeah, for like licensing, man, we just say stay away from it. No doubt. LW, welcome back to the room. Definitely shouldn't have shared that. It says go blue, so we're gonna take that down. Nah, it's all good. Do music directors typically want music for TV movie to be published or buzzing, or does that matter? It can go either way, right? So if you're an artist and you got some buzz and you have your branding and stuff together, got a little following, that's gonna be a good look. It's not gonna hurt you. It can help you, and it may help your situation as far as it being a marketing strategy. And a lot of these soups, man, they wanna help indie artists, man, especially ones that they see are serious and are trying to grow. So yeah, it can't hurt you at the end of the day. And then if you don't, if like me, I'm a composer, like I'm not out here dropping albums, you know what I'm saying, trying to be an artist producer, like it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? So and then sometimes we just create, like I create music with just like writers. It's just us writing for TV and film, and we don't have, I have a following, but like it's not like fans, like artist fans, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to do shows and go on tour and stuff like that. And I still get stuff placed all the time. So it just depends on your approach and where you are, but you can make it work either way. That's a good question. What's up, Yee? Good to see you. Sam TV, what's up? Sam says, hey, do I send WAV or MP3 files first? I don't send anything. Like I just introduce myself first. Because you don't want to send like attachments and emails. Like most like music reps and licensing companies, like usually they hate that. So I just introduce myself and then ask them if they're accepting new submissions, and then they'll let you know exactly how they want it to submit. Now, if you're just submitting, they ask just for like a streaming link, a demo, or something like that, then let's create like a streaming link, use box.com or something like that, or Disco or something. And then, if they want specific file types moving forward, they'll tell you like exactly what they want, whether it's MP3, WAV, AIFF, 16, 24-bit, all of that stuff. They'll give you details, usually. Sometimes you have to ask, but most cases they're very specific on what they want and how they want it. All right. What's up, Walt? Question is, can you explain what libraries mean when they ask for music splits, like with instruments stripped all the way down to just drums and bass, or just drums? Yo, so this is the fun part of licensing. Like, sometimes they just assume you're in their head and you know exactly what they mean, right? So they'll be like, send me stems or splits, or track outs, and they don't tell you exactly what they want. So sometimes you have to ask, like, how would you like these stems? Because it's different for every library. Some of them, they want the main track and then like a narrative or like a version without the main melody. And then sometimes they'll want just drums and bass, that's a pretty common stem. It's drums and bass. Sometimes they just want drums. Sometimes they just want all guitars. So you have to ask them and see what do you guys want? Because you don't want to sit there and waste a bunch of time creating stuff that they don't need or want. And then, then you just wasted time. So just ask them. And they should be able to tell you that. And then some of them just want just the one track, maybe a 30-second version, and then they keep it moving. But yeah, usually that's it's called stems, and it's for them to kind of have flexibility on with the music and can kind of play around with different things. They may not want everything. They may just want some rhythm. The dope thing is that it increases your chances of, one track being used in different situations. Like, you can produce one track, but you really got 4 or 5 different versions. You still gonna get paid the same amount of money, no matter if they use just the drums, if they use just the bass line. You're still gonna get paid. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, he says it's too many ways to manipulate audio to release the same loops. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to really make things sound different. So yeah. Lucci Lotus, what's up? Welcome to the room. Walter says, have you found more placement success with your music publisher partners or music library partners? And what are the advantages between the two? They're kind of the same, man. You have some publishers. So I had a publishing deal early, it was late 2011. And that was an exclusive publishing deal. Everything I did just had to go through them. It was terrible. It was trash, if you ask me, because I was limited, right? So I couldn't submit to other libraries because I was tied down to this one publisher who, frankly, wasn't doing a whole lot for me. So after that deal was over, I was just I don't want another publishing deal like that. I want to be able to work with however many libraries who are publishers as well, just focus on TV and film. But I was I want to work with as many as I can, so I can increase my chances of my music being used. Because one thing, one library may love, another library may hate. So, if you have a few different options to choose from, you'll always have somewhere to send your music. So that's my approach to it now. Just focusing more so on music libraries than just those exclusive music publishers where everything you do has to go through them. Cause that can get for me, it got kind of weird because I started securing my own placements just from networking, and even working with other artists on the artist side. And when it was time for the label to cut my producer fee, they were trying to get a cut of that, and I told them no, because you didn't do anything, you didn't do any work. You know what I mean? how have I been signed with you under your publishing company for like 2-3 years, and you've gotten me like one TV placement, you know? So they didn't really, you didn't put in the work, and I put in a lot of work to be able to build the relationships that I have. So doesn't make sense. You don't work, you don't eat. Especially when you're trying to get back end royalties too. It's like, come on, man. Nope. Let's see. With drum loops, you can just look at the wave and use your ear to break down the arrangement. A good way to learn as well. Indeed. My email brought me here, and now I'll be locked in forever. Boom. That was the goal. I was just like, I'm going to shoot this email out because I want to lock Lucci in forever, and it worked. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. I'm glad you came through, though. Yeah, man, I'm just here. I hop on here every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And I just chop it up with y'all, get to connect with the people, answer the questions, see where y'all struggling, see how I can help. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I appreciate you coming through. Sam TV, no problem. 730 says, I have a lot of sample-based music because I love to sample, but I see it's way too much of a headache to deal with, so I might just put those out just for people to listen to. Yeah, man, I know what you mean. And it's crazy because, like I feel like sampled music, it has a vibe, man, and it's honestly, man, like I suck at sampling, man. I could play keys all day and night, but when it comes to sampling, like my stuff just does not have that sample vibe that I hear from a lot of producers like yourself who just sample a lot. Like that joint in itself is a craft that I have not mastered. But yeah, and it sucks that it creates so many headaches, just on the licensing side. But what I say is like, to create that sample vibe, like, if you could, even if you have beats that you create just from scratch on your own, and then go back, take those same beats, and then like find ways to sample your own stuff so that it still kind of has that vibe, and just kind of find different ways and plugins to kind of, give them that sample vibe or feel. You can still kind of approach it the same way from a creative standpoint, I think. But yeah, man, it's kind of unfortunate. Indeed. Money Up Records is back. Man, you know what it is, man. We just chilling, talking. What's up, Steven? Shout out to the new people coming in. Let me know where you guys are from and what you do. And I'm going to be on here, man. We're going to chill for about another solid 30 minutes or so. Walt says, thanks, bro. I got asked this by a new library that I just joined. I'm used to just sending the stems in full song with my other libraries. Yeah, so did they use the term splits specifically? Because I've gotten that, like, listen, sometimes, man, some of the libraries, like the people who work for them, they're not musically inclined, so some, like, the terminology be weird sometimes. Because I've gotten a couple requests, it's like, yo, can you send me these? I was like, what is that? What do you mean? Because that means something different, in the area that we work in. It's just like that's different. That means something different. So yeah, sometimes, man, just trying that communication can be different. But they're not used to the same terminology as us creatives. Because you'll mess around and get something completely different depending on how you word something. Immaculate says, when you upload to Pond 5, do you include stems or just upload full versions of your beats? Do I have stems? I don't remember, dude. Let me check. So yeah. Jamie, what's up? Any advice for a new independent publishing company looking to offer these opportunities for upcoming producers? So I would say the approach would be to try and develop relationships with music supervisors and maybe even some ad agencies, some music editors, music coordinators. Start reaching out to them so you can try and get as many direct relationships as possible. So that way you can shout out to the spam risk call. So that you can have that direct relationship, hopefully keep the publishing half, and then you'll be able to present those opportunities to producers as a publisher. So yeah, I think it's just really doing the groundwork to build those direct relationships. Excuse me. Let's see. Purchase your class on placements when you first started your class, but just had a son, so music had to step. Oh man, listen, I already know. I got a 2-year-old, man, and like literally 2 years ago, I didn't do a lot of work at all that year. Now I'm ready to make moves. Where should I start? So start with the music, right? Everything starts with the music. That's your product. So you gotta have that solid, have that joint popping. So start with the tracks, no samples, as we was just discussing. Make sure they're structured right, structured properly. Hopefully you have my how to structure instrumentals for TV course. If you don't, there's a link in the description where you can grab it. There's also a coupon code in the description for everybody here on the stream. YouTube 20 in all caps, but it's in the description. You can see it. Grab that joint. Get your structure right, because that structure is crucial, especially for instrumental cues. And then create like the best, I say the best 5 tracks at least. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount, 5-7 tracks, because when you start reaching out to the music libraries, they're gonna ask you, for some type of streaming link, or some type of link where they can listen to your music. So you want to have that music ready. And then once you have those tracks, solidified, those 5 tracks, they're structured right. You got your sting endings and short intros, and it's building up the way it should. Just like I show you in the video course. Then it's time to go in with the pitching and reaching out to libraries, right? So there's a lot of them. You can do Google search, and PMAmusic.com. There's a lot of libraries associated with PMA, which is the Production Music Association, all legit libraries. And then literally every day, just reach out. When I started, I was reaching out to at least 3 to 5 companies every day, shooting out emails every day until I started hearing back. And then just keep repeating that process over and over. And then eventually you'll start getting licensing deals. And then once you get those licensing deals, you start creating more, start putting more out. And then those placements will hopefully start rolling in. But yeah, that's where I would start, getting that music and playlists and everything together. And making sure you're registered with a pro. So ASCAP or BMI. Rome, the producer, what's up? Are you reviewing music today? Not today, but Friday. I will Friday. So if you guys want your music reviewed live here on Ustream, not Ustream, that was decades ago. YouTube. If you want your music reviewed here on YouTube, make sure you're on my email list. You can get on there, just download this free 6-step guide. It'll shoot you a free guide to getting TV placements, but more importantly, it'll put you on my email list. So then I'll send you out instructions tomorrow morning on how to submit for my live music review on Friday, making sure your music is ready for TV and film. So yeah, get on that list. I'll send you instructions, and then we're gonna critique the music Friday night. Let's see what else we got. What's the difference between libraries and publishers? Like, libraries are publishers, sort of. Like, they're pretty much publishers, right? But then there's just like publishers who, they may not only focus on, I think we had one in here, they may not only focus on TV and film. So they may focus on, artists, indie artists, major artists, just publishing your music as a whole, you know what I mean? And making and collecting on your behalf, handling the admin work and all that stuff. Libraries, essentially do the same thing. It's just for those specific tracks that you send them for the purpose of licensing in TV and film and media and microsync and all that stuff. So yeah. Usually libraries have like a large catalog of music that they allow their clients to pull from and license and things like that. Okay, bet. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out and I'll let you know because I've heard that term before too. It was like, what? But that's what if I'll read it just to make sure, but yeah. Nah, man, that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? It's a live Q&A. So this is where you can get all your questions out. You know what I mean? Like, so you can get unstuck. Especially like a lot of people who've purchased my Road to 10 Placements course. Like, the course gets you started, right? But like as you go through the process and like when you're actually in it, questions just come up because different situations happen. Like, for example, Walt. he did a consultation with me once and we answered a lot of questions, but as he's moving forward, he's getting, licensing deals with other companies. Now he's starting to come across new situations and new terminology from different things. So it's just like, new questions come up all the time. So that's why I really, do these, because like a course is, you can't answer everything for everybody in one course. It's one size doesn't fit all. It gets you started, gives you all the information you need to get the process started. But as you go and continue to go through, man, you're always going to have some type of question. So yeah, man, ask away. No doubt, Jamie. QT Boss Chick, trademarking stage name, where to start? A trademark attorney, like an entertainment attorney that specializes in, or just an attorney who specializes in trademarking like intellectual property. In fact, hold on, let me see. I can't remember. I was gonna shoot you one, but I can't remember her name right now. Yep. Maybe I took a screenshot of it. Like, I'd be taking screenshots of like stuff that I'd be like, I want to remember this, and then I end up taking so many screenshots that it gets lost in my phone of screenshots. Yeah, I definitely don't see that joint. But yeah, just like Google trademark attorney, trademark lawyer, and then they can handle it. They'll handle it for you, because it is a process. It's definitely a process. Sam, appreciate that, man. The music licensing directory, no doubt, Lucci. Lorenzo says, would you recommend on all my songs having a full version and a TV and film version? Yeah, let's see. I guess it depends on the song, right? Because like some stuff you would do good for TV and film. And then some stuff is like, nah, this is something that'll be on the album. Like, those records that are like more personal. Like if you're an artist, a songwriter or something like that, and you have records that are like, it's just like literally telling your life story and it's super specific. Those I would just, you just keep those for the album. But if it's something, especially instrumental stuff, I would definitely have a version optimized for TV and film. Usually, like, my approach now is just like when I'm creating, it's just like, yo, I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking about TV and film, right? So like, even if I'm doing a song for an artist, it's just like, okay, what if this ends up on TV and film? Like, how can I optimize it so that we can easily be able to have that ready? Or if you're in the studio, you're renting studio time, have your engineer bounce out an instrumental version. Have them bounce out, the acapella. Have them bounce out a clean version if you have profanity or explicit content, different things like that. Same on the instrumental side. If you got an engineer working on stuff, find out the versions that your libraries or licensing companies need, and just have them bounce all those versions out in advance. So yeah, man. Yo, screenshots is like if I don't have to try and remember something, like, I'm gonna save the space in my brain for something else. Just take a picture, take a screenshot. It's a lifesaver, and until it gets lost in your phone, then it's not. How do I go about getting instrumentals optimized for TV and film? It's a good question. So I have a how to structure instrumentals for TV course. Just click the link in my bio, not in the bio, but in the description. I be on Instagram a lot, if you can't tell. But click the link in the description. That'll take you to my how to structure instrumentals for TV course. Grab that joint. And before you grab it, use the discount code that's in the description too. It's YouTube 20, all caps. That'll take you 20% off. Cause you guys be rocking with me, so I gotta make sure I give y'all a discount here on YouTube. So yeah, that, like, literally I walk you through, like, I build a track for TV from the ground up, and I structure it out. I explain exactly why I'm doing each thing, and when and why, all that stuff, why it works. And it's a format that's been working for me for at least the past 6 years or more. Yeah, so it works, you know what I mean? I get placements with it, and it just works. And I'm the type of person that if I see something working, I'm gonna keep doing what works. So yeah, that's my Instagram page. I typed it in the chat, if anybody needs that. What's up, John? Welcome to the room, man. Good to see you. Sam TV, I never met someone who gave so much discount. Shout out to you. You really want us to win. Yeah, man. It's like, yo, like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things. It's just like, especially for the people that I know, like, are really trying to grow, right? And for the people who are, like, a lot of you guys, you're always on my streams, you're always on my IG lives. So it's a way to kind of give back and help out, you know what I mean? Because when I started out, there wasn't a whole lot of people sharing this information. So I had to, like, learn things the hard way. Like, I had to go through years of, like, figuring stuff out. I had a couple people in my corner that, put me up on game on some stuff. One of them was like a publisher I was working with at the time, but it just wasn't a whole lot like somebody just reach out to, or hop on a stream like this and just ask questions. So I try and get you from point A to point B faster, and a little bit cheaper too. So yeah, and use those discounts, man. my whole picture roll is screenshots. Yeah, like literally, it's kind of ridiculous, man. That, and then I got some random stuff. We went to the zoo yesterday, so I got like pictures of my little dude like doing this little water thing, and goats. I got a random picture of a goat. The picture was crispy though. Like I'm not mad. Let's see if it'll zoom in so y'all can see how crispy this goat is. Look at that. It's a crispy goat picture. So yeah, that's what I do when I'm not making music. Take pictures of goats. So yeah. So yeah, man. Shout out to Ye. Everybody, man, just hit the like button. If you loving the streams, you loving the information, go ahead, smash the like button, share it with somebody, subscribe so you know when I'm posting other content, because I post videos on here too. Just dropped one yesterday. So yeah, man, I'm all about putting out a bunch of information, helping people. Any idea to find a placement for TV or video games? Video games is not my area of expertise, but I know a guy you can follow. His name is DIY. Well, it's not really his name, but this is his handle, DIY Music Biz. Follow him on Instagram. Dope content. He has more experience in the video game placements than I do. He's a super cool dude too. Loves helping people. And he does TV placement stuff too. So check him out if you want more information on the game stuff. Let's see. That's what I was going to. I just lost my place. That's what I was going to ask about, is what you do when you don't make music, because for me, life been pretty stressful and been struggling with burnout real bad, especially with everything happening. Yeah, man. So, sometimes you just got to get away, right? You gotta step away from what you're feeling burnt out from. So if it's music, like, I don't know where this thought process, like, of just, I don't know, like, sometimes you gotta take a break. Like, you can't just grind and just be grinding exhausted. Like, just your quality of work is gonna plummet. So you gotta take that time to rest, recollect your thoughts, re-strategize, and then come back fresh. Because when you can come back fresh, after taking just some time away to regroup, your mind is more clear, and you can kind of make better decisions. And you can be more creative. As a creative, like, our mental space is crucial, right? Like, if things aren't right mentally and things aren't right, like, just emotionally, it's hard to create from that space. So you got to find things that that excite you, that makes you happy, that you can do outside of music as well. Even though music makes us happy, we love doing it. But it's like, okay, what do you do when you're feeling burnt out from pursuing music? You gotta figure out a way to step away and refresh. And I think it's important to do that, man. And it's not quitting. It's just taking a little break, but just don't stay away for too long, because opportunities are still happening. But yeah, it's just like being tired, man. Like, I can't work. Like, when I'm tired, there's only certain things, like certain tasks I can do when I'm tired. If I'm tired, like, I can't hook this camera up and start shooting YouTube content, video content, because, like, I'm gonna be the most boring dude on camera, right? So I gotta get rest, and then once I get rest, I can come back and I can knock out 3-4 YouTube videos in a short period of time, because, like, I'm not tired anymore. So that's my thoughts on it. Yeah, man. That's the homie. So yeah, you're definitely in good hands. The GOAT. Yes. Like literally the GOAT. I agree, wordplay. It definitely sounds different when you're rested. And you can get ear fatigue too, especially depending on like what kind of monitors you use. Like listening to music over and over and over and over, your mixes will improve. You take a break, come back. All that stuff plays a factor. Mental health is a situation, got to take time off and rest up also. Indeed, man, like seriously. It man, it's crucial. No doubt, no doubt. I work in pharmaceutical. Give the notice last week to focus on. Oh, gave the notice last week to focus on music. That's what's up, man. So yeah, man. We actually like a couple weeks ago we just took some time to like, yo, let's get away for a little bit and chill out, you know what I'm saying? And just like not focus on business stuff like all day, cuz it's, you know, when it's your passion, it doesn't really feel like work, right? So literally like I can go like from 7:30 to like midnight just nonstop, and it don't feel like work until it catches up with you, and you just like, man, I'm working, like I just need to like not work, like not think about it, not respond to stuff. It's just like sometimes you just need a break. That's a fact, yeah, ye. Yep. Wordplay says, so I'm new to all of this. I have nearly 100 tracks released, but I want to take it to the next level. How do I do that? Well, first, I guess you gotta get clear on what you want to do. Like, what do you want to do with those 100 tracks? Like, do you want to put those 100 tracks to work, or do you just want those 100 tracks to just be what they are? They're out there. They're generating streaming royalties, and just create a new batch of tracks specifically for TV and film? Or do you want to, you know, repurpose those tracks? The thing that's difficult, you know, when you have I won't say difficult, right? Because you have tracks that are already made. You just got to go back and reformat them. But if you've already released them, you're probably not going to want to take them down. What you can do is take those 100 tracks, start optimizing them for TV and film, and then start pitching those new revised versions to music libraries and things like that. That's something you can do. So if you have MPCX and use loops from those expansions, is that frowned upon? Not necessarily, as long as they're royalty free. I've used some loops from like Apple loops, right? But what I found is sometimes I'll have detections pick up from a track that's not mine. It just used the same loop that I had from Apple loops. And sometimes the editors will do that too. Like they'll just go in GarageBand, pull some loops out, throw it in some music. I would still try and make it your own, you know what I mean? And then I would never encourage anybody. Like this has literally happened. DIY told me this. But like, don't go and take the whole demo track. Like, you know how like Machine and MPC and Logic and all these DAWs have like those demo songs and tracks. Like, don't take the whole demo joint and like retitle it and pitch that, because it's not gonna be good for you. So that's somebody else's track that they made. And you can't do that. So don't do that, because that just won't be good. That's a hilarious story, man. Because this is what happened. This is what happened. So my dude was working with a library, a publisher, whatever. And they sent him some reference tracks to work on this brief. And one of the reference tracks was a track that he did as part of a demo track for like some type of pack or something like that. It was his. Like, they sent it to him. He was just like, yo, who did this? Because I just started working with you, so how? And then come to find out, somebody literally just took the whole joint and just named it something and submitted it. So yeah, don't do that. That is probably the most lazy thing I've never heard of that. But yeah, man. Let me answer a couple more questions. I got a few more minutes. Let's see. Anthony Forrest, what's up? Says, man, that brain space statement is for real. I recently made a final decision on a very emotionally distracting relationship. I just began releasing music again a month ago. Couldn't enjoy it. Yeah, yo, like that's real, bro. So like that's why it's like my home, like my family comes first, right? Before anything. Like, if you have a customer complaint, you can be pissed. I don't care. Like, if I have to tend to my family, that's gonna come first, because what happens is if something in my house isn't right, whether it's between me and the wife or some other issue in the family that's like we gotta figure out, right? If that's not right, I'm like, creatively, I'm done. Like, I gotta get this right first. So that's why it's super important to like make sure like my family stuff is straight, my personal home stuff is straight and solid and on lock, so that I can show up in my business. Cause like, I'm not gonna perform great in my business if I ain't performing great at the crib, right? So like, yeah, no, I feel you 100%. And then if it's a relationship that's just like not fruitful and it's like constantly emotionally draining and distracting, man, it's tough. You can't work like that. So yeah, man, sometimes you gotta, unfortunately, man, you gotta cut. Well, not really unfortunately, because shoot, if it ain't healthy, man, you gotta cut that joint, cut it off, and surround yourself around healthy relationships, friendships, everything, all around the board. That's a fact. My head is far more clear now to finish what I started. I chose my music production business over a bad mental health experience. Yeah, man. That's a good decision. For real. And time is precious, man. Like, you don't know when your clock is up. You know what I mean? So, like, don't waste it doing something you don't like, or something that's not healthy, or something that's putting you in a bad mental space. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like you may not wake up tomorrow, and you sitting wasting time on somebody who like don't care enough about you to figure stuff out, so that y'all ain't emotionally drained, so y'all ain't arguing and fighting and all that stuff, man. It's got to be right, because it's not, you just don't know, man. So yeah, I hate that's one reason why like I hate wasting time, because it's like I don't know how much I have, so I gotta have as big of an impact as possible every day, in case it's my last day. So that's crucial. Int Groove Muse. What's up, Clint? Thanks for the sale. Just bought a lot of your products. I'm using it now. No problem, man. Glad it helped. And yeah, man, I appreciate the support too. Absolutely. Wordplay. I want to grow using what I have while creating new stuff. I need to know where to look. Yeah. Yo, download the did you get the free 6-step guide? Make sure you grab that joint. And then after that, grab the Road to 10 Placements course, because that's I'm giving you my blueprint in that. Like everything I did to start getting, those 10 TV placements in a little over a year. I'll show you all the steps that I took, show you how to make sure everything is set up and in place that you need. And I even give you, like a directory of some companies that you can at least start with. And so you can get an idea of what those companies look like, and what to look for when you're searching for other companies. And then I even share some of my other advanced strategies in that course as well. So definitely grab that, man. If you're you trying to figure out where to place them, who to look for to place them, all that stuff, man, is in that joint. Where and how do you draw most of your inspirations? Man, a little bit from everywhere, man. Sometimes I may hear some music or a melody or something or a tempo, and then I'll get inspired. Like, yo, I like that tempo. Like, I'm gonna create something like that. I may hear a sound, a chord progression. I'm inspired. A lot of times I'm getting briefs, right? So it's not necessarily like this organic inspiration thing that happens. Sometimes this is the brief, this is what we need, and then I just sit down and make it. That's how it is most of the time, honestly. Like, I'm working off briefs, and yeah, and like I wanna nail the brief, so I'm inspired to like nail the brief and submit it and see what happens, and then on top of that, just thinking bigger picture. I'm trying to build something that my kids can benefit from when I'm not here anymore, right? So it's about legacy, building royalties that they can inherit, and so they're not starting over, because like a lot of people in my generation, like, we're starting over. Our parents didn't have stuff to pass down to us. They didn't have real estate, they didn't have intellectual property, they didn't have royalties that they can pass down, so that we're not starting and building from scratch. So that's where the majority of my inspiration is coming from, is thinking about the generations after me, and making sure they're in a good position to at least have choices. Like, my son, he may not ever do music a day in his life. I don't care. Like, I just want him to at least have a choice, and at least educate him on the different opportunities that's out there. If it's music, then dope. He'll probably be a beast at it, but he may not. I'm not gonna force it, but gotta give him options, man. We didn't have a whole lot of options growing up. Let's see. Bet. So I will start looking up music libraries today. I do actually have your director. Indeed, man. Yeah, man. Look them up. It's a lot of them out there. It's definitely a lot. Let's see. That's plagiarism. Yeah, that's definitely copyright infringement when the dude took that demo track. It's crazy. All right, let me see. All right, ran over a few. I'm gonna grab one more question. Indeed, appreciate you coming through, Justin. Yeah, dope stuff, Samantha. It's man, that's crucial. Okay, let's see. Man, there's some good questions in here. Okay, Neil Fane is about to get the last question of the stream. Congrats to Neil. Okay, Neil says, excuse the ignorance on my part, y'all. No, there's no, it's all good. But can you play songs you've produced in multiple libraries unless it's specifically prohibited? Okay, so you're speaking towards non-exclusive, right? So if you have a track that hasn't been signed to any library and you sign it to a non-exclusive library, you can do a different library. So that's usually how that works. So yeah, man. Hopefully that answers the question. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully this stream was dope, man. Again, smash the like button if you guys like this. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, again, don't forget about the discount code in my description. Grab whatever you need, whatever, you know, will help you during your journey, and just use that YouTube 20 discount code to take advantage of it. Wordplay says I missed that answer. So it probably, the stream Ecan was doing weird stuff and it like paused on me. But in case you didn't answer it, so non-exclusive libraries, as long as your track is non-exclusive, you can sign it to other non-exclusive libraries, but each library that you sign it to has to be exclusive. So if there's one library that's exclusive and then there's another one that's non-exclusive, yeah, you'll have to pick. So if you send it to that exclusive one, then you can't send that track to any other library anymore. It's only at that exclusive library. So just to clarify, I want to make sure y'all got the answer to that question. That's an important question. You know, so you're not like, you know, sending. So you're not like signing the same track to like different exclusive libraries. You don't want that to happen because, oh man, it'll create a headache. So yeah, good question, Neil. Again, man, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming through. Glad I was able to help today. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.